awesome. So if someone is listening and this idea of doing fashion differently is somewhat of a new thought for them, and they have this closet full of clothes, they're very into what they wear, and they feel like but I can't not get new things all the time because that's what makes me excited. What would you share as kind of a simple idea to just start heading in a slightly different direction? Not a complete overhaul, but just stepping into a different direction.
Right. Well, it's funny you say that because as soon as you brought this up, I started thinking about our founder. And what's interesting is she doesn't really have a home. She travels all over the world all the time. And I think, how can you do that with your possessions? And she tells me she really owns basically nothing, but she doesn't own any clothing. And so then I thought, well, what do you do when you travel and you need clothes? You can't just live in one outfit for the rest of your life. And she said that she's constantly borrowing it. So she'll borrow clothing from someone, and often it doesn't even matter if it's men or women. So much is gender neutral now. And then she will just pass that along and share that. So it's really interesting. She'll do that all over the world. This sense of recycling and vintage fashion and a lot of secondhand fashion, I think there was a period when that was not supported, or people felt negative emotions about it because maybe it almost seems like you would feel inadequate for not having a complete wardrobe, or you would be inadequate for not having a sense of place. But now that people are so much more accepting, I do think across all boundary and cultural lines, it makes sense to share. There's also a company here that does secondhand clothing, and they make algorithms. They do this with tech. They make algorithms where they determine how often those early stories, particularly of women, start with sharing clothes. So for a lot of sisters, for example, and I have a sister, you share your clothes. And sometimes between mothers and grandmothers, you pass your clothes down. And that's become a really beautiful story, I think. And moreover, the recycling aspect, of course, is so environmentally friendly. And you do need good quality and sometimes higher price tags in order for something to stand the test of time. So for me, I would not have said this maybe years ago, working in mostly luxury fashion, but now I just think, wow, that appeal of, the traveling pants, like that story, that just goes all over. What a story that it tells. And I think people are really intrigued by that.